Hey everyone, it's Lisa Wells here from Food, Fear and Freedom, helping busy people get their eating habits back on track, creating more consistent, healthy days for yourself. Excuse me while I have a little bit of water. It's been one of those days with back-to-back meetings and clients. Got to make sure you're looking after yourself even when you're busy. Thanks for jumping on. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to chatting to you about your 5-step plan so we can get your eating habits back on track. I'll give you a little bit of background information on me and why I feel like I'm qualified to speak about this and to help people in this area. So I had food addiction for 10 years. And so what I teach people now is the things that helped me overcome these things and sustain a healthy lifestyle, more consistent, healthy days. That's what you're aiming at, looking at sort of doing. You can't go from waking up today, when you were having issues with food yesterday, you can't go to waking up today and everything, you just manage to do it. So there are things that are going on in your mind that we will work on together and to help you to notice, why these things are happening, the reasons behind why you're eating and that sort of thing. So, yeah, overcoming 10 years of food addiction, I used to have this saying that each day we have the opportunity to face our stuff or stuff our face. So if we are dealing with food issues, a lot of the time it's because we're not dealing with emotional issues that we have. And when I work with my clients, we don't have to go back and sort of face unpleasant things that happened. Generally, what we're doing is we're dealing with the moment, the present moment. What are you feeling now, and how can you move forward in a healthier, more nurturing way? So grab a pen and a notepad. We will get into this. So these are the top 5 things that I found. Implementing these in a small, consistent daily action over time will get you to where you want to be with your health. So you will want to take notes here because this is stuff you can implement today. You can start getting this into your life right now. So my number one thing is setting a health goal that you can actually stick to. So this is important because if you're setting health goals and you're not sticking to them, then every day you sort of wake up and you're doing your best, you're trying your best, but you're not hitting the mark. And you start to devalue your word, your self-esteem starts to spiral down even further than it probably already is. So we need to start setting health goals that you can actually stick to. And when you start doing that on a daily basis, you're getting those wins. You're finding the courage to every day do more and more great things for yourself. So it's really, to do this is also a shift in the brain. So you're shifting from focusing on not hitting the mark to not achieving your goals. You're shifting from focusing on the negative things that you're doing each day. And then we're going to shift that focus to hitting your goals, building self-esteem, realizing what you are doing well. So my old ways, my old patterns were I would have a healthy breakfast. I would have probably a smoothie for lunch, for morning tea. Then I'd have a chicken and salad for lunch. I'd probably have a smoothie for afternoon tea. I love smoothies. I'm a smoothie kind of girl. Um, and then after lunch, I would pretty much go to town and stuff my face. So after lunch was my trigger time. And then dinner time would come. I wouldn't even be hungry, but I would sort of sit down and force myself to eat dinner anyway because we're with the family and I didn't really want people knowing what was happening with me anyway. So I would just act as if everything was normal. So, and at the end of the day, all I could think of was how badly, I did it again. I ate all that chocolate and I didn't want to eat it. Um, I didn't really give myself any credit for all the good stuff I was doing, which was I was doing good stuff every day. I would probably exercise as well sometimes, but every day I'd be in that perpetual pattern of beating myself up, of only focusing on the things I didn't want to do, the bad stuff. So let me know if that resonates with you. Give me a yes or a like, something like that. Let me know if that's something that you've experienced as well in your life. So I used to wake up every day or every Monday. I wanted to be healthy. That was my goal. And every day it just wasn't happening because I couldn't go from where I was with food addiction to just waking up tomorrow and eating healthy. I didn't understand that that's what I was really trying to do. Sounds a bit stupid now, I know, but it's kind of what we do sometimes as well. So what I needed to do, I listened to a bit of the law of attraction stuff on this, and they were saying to focus on what you do want. So I wanted to be healthy, so I had to focus on that. So I had to find something healthy that I could do and achieve every day. And I still do it to this day. So I don't know how many years that's been now. It would be, 3 or 4 years. And my first one was this water bottle. So I went and got myself a 2 litre water bottle, and every morning I fill that up and I drink that much water every day. So I know I have a couple of cups of tea. So in the winter time, I don't fill it up. I make it about 2 cups less, because that way I'm still achieving my goal. And I was pretty much doing this anyway. I was pretty much achieving that goal anyway. So then I would, I was working with a food company, which wasn't the most fabulous job, a food demonstration company where we got so much food delivered, and a vase full of Mars bars would suddenly appear on my desk. So one day I ate seven Mars bars, but I drank my water. And I was retraining myself. I was in training. Some people train for a marathon. I was in training to eat healthy. So I had to, that day I ate 7 Mars bars, but I drank my water. I only focused on the water. So what that means is every time I had a thought about eating those 7 Mars bars, I would have to shift that thought to yes, but I drank my water. I said I was going to drink my water, and I did it, and I drank it. So that's how you basically retrain your brain around that sort of thing. So what is a health goal that you can actually stick to? Now, you might not be at 2 litres of water. Make it doable for you. You might be at 1 litre of water a day. Just wherever you're at, what is it that right now you can start achieving? Because we want to have those wins every day. Starts building up your self-confidence, okay? Get those wins today. All right, the next thing we need to do is interrupt the pattern of what's happening in your mind. So my pattern was every day after lunch, I would still be chewing that last mouthful of my lunch, and my brain would be like, right, chocolate. It was so strong. And I appeased those thoughts like they were a god. I would listen to them. I didn't realize that I actually had inner strength or inner power or a part of me that would be able to direct those thoughts and emotions. I must have thought I was my thoughts. I just didn't realize that I could have a choice in them. So I had a pattern interrupt. For 30 days, I decided that I would have an apple first. This is a big part of retraining your brain. So when I was doing this, I used to work in a clothing shop in Harndorf, which was about 2 doors down from the IGA. So it was really not helpful. I could always just shut the shop and go get the peanut M&Ms or whatever it is that I wanted at the time. So, and also down the other end of this shop, the street, was the amazing Harndorf Fruit Barn. So I would go in there, I would get my couple of days worth of apples, maybe 3 apples or whatever, because I had decided that I can eat anything I want. I'm just having an apple first. So by allowing yourself to say, I can have anything I want, you're training your brain, and we're not restricting food. So we can actually have anything to eat that we want. We can eat anything that we want. But now I just choose to eat healthy food because I know that I can have that if I choose to, but I'm just not choosing to at the moment. And it takes practice and patience and persistence, retraining the brain. And my brain did try and trick me a few times. So I was having this thought pattern. Yes, I can have anything I want to eat, but then I would have a block of chocolate. And my brain would go, well, you said we can have anything we want to eat. And it's like, yes, but that's not what I meant. Just because I can have anything I want to eat doesn't mean that I should. So this one is a little bit tricky, and there is a balance to this, and it is a practice. But so by me saying that I can have anything I want to eat, it's just the opposite of restricting, because restricting only leads to binging. Okay, and so that's why I was allowing myself to be open. I'm just going to have this apple first, and then if I choose to have chocolate, then I will choose to have it, and I will be a bit more mindful of it, and I will be a bit more in control of it. But a lot of the times I would get the apple and I had a beautiful plate and I would cut it up into quarters and I would cut the seeds out and I would make it a little ritual for myself. So it was something special that I was doing, and then I would take my time and I would eat it slowly. I love a cold, crunchy, juicy apple from the Adelaide Hills. We're so lucky here. We've got such amazing produce. So I would have a Lobethal apple bought from the local fruit market. So that was the pattern interrupt. And what that did, that would lengthen the time before the thought of having chocolate and the action of having the chocolate. So it lengthened that time. So a lot of the time I would be busy in the shop and I would totally forget to have chocolate. So it's a good distraction method. And again, it lengthens that time between the thought and the action of doing it. Okay. And then after I did the first 30 days, the next 30 days, I said I would have an apple first and a cup of peppermint tea. So that's even stretching that out longer. So can you see how doing this small, consistent daily action is going to help you get over this eating thing? It's not like you're going to wake up tomorrow and it'll be gone and you'll be able to stick to everything that you want to do. It's you making choices and deciding and doing this action every day, which is going to help you get there in the end. All right, so the third thing was to get yourself back on track quicker. How do you do that? Say it's Monday, right? And I have decided with so much strength, my intentions are good, I've got food prepared, I'm all set, you would think. So going along in my day, got my healthy breakfast, have my smoothie, had my chicken and salad for lunch, and then afternoon the thoughts consume me. Got to have chocolate. Why haven't you had chocolate yet? You really need chocolate, and I succumb and I have the chocolate. So sometimes I would just have it to shut the voices up. The thoughts that were telling me to eat chocolate, sometimes I would just eat to shut them up. That's how bad it was. And so from there, of course, I would spiral down again. Oh my God, I can't believe I did it. I had this healthy, nutritious food planned. Now it's gone to waste. So many times I cooked healthy food and I had to throw it out because I just didn't get to eat it because I was too busy eating the chocolate. So this one took me a long time to work out, but I had to get back on track quicker. Normally it could take me 3 weeks, over a month to get back on track. So you just gotta, I was making it mean that I was a failure, that I couldn't do this, that I just did not have the strength within me to overcome it. So we need to get back on track quicker. So we need to look at what are we doing? Have we got this all or nothing thinking that's extremely black and white? And you say, look, I've done it now. I've fallen off the wagon. That's it. I may as well just keep going. That all or nothing thinking is really, really detrimental. What are you making it mean about yourself? All right. So we're so attached to this outcome, to this thing that happened. We're so attached to it. So we really need to just learn to not be so attached to that. Look, it happened. Own it. It happened. I didn't want it to happen. What am I going to do now? Right. From here, I'm going to have a healthy dinner. I'm going to get back on track right now. And this is what we do. We have to get back on track quicker by using our mental capabilities, own it, accept it, feel it. Yes, I did it. This is where I'm at. All right, what can I learn from it? How can I move forward stronger and not make that mistake again? Okay, like you put in little plans, little strategies. Maybe you can do a bit of journaling about it. What can I do instead? Where was your pattern interrupt at the time? Have a look at the situation and why it happened. Next is develop a sense of strength and empowerment from within you. This is something that we don't believe we have. We don't have any strength within us. We don't feel empowered to make better choices for ourselves. So how are we going to do it? How do we do that? How do we get there? And again, is small, consistent daily action. Small steps every day that get you to that main goal of where you want to be. So to develop a sense of strength and empowerment from within, you need to get out of your head and get into your body. You need to connect to who you really are again. Okay, there is a part of us that we cannot see, part of us that grows our eyelashes and digests our food. There is a part of us that we can't see that is just constantly doing stuff, and we can, tap into that part of us, and it's not in our thoughts. Our thoughts are useful, but not if they're running us. If your thoughts are running you, we need to switch that relationship where your thoughts need to become your assistant, not in charge of you. We need you to be in charge, not the thoughts. So we just need to practice small, consistent daily action, right? So how are you going to practice this every day? Just for 1 minute to start with. If that's where you're at, you can go to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you want. Where are you at? Where are you going to start with? To develop a sense of strength and empowerment from within, I want you to sit in a chair or lie on the bed, and I want you to set your timer for a minute, and I want you to breathe, and I want you to focus on the areas in your body that you can feel touching the surfaces. So right now I can feel the backs of my thighs on the seat. I can feel the arms on the chair arms, and I can feel my lower back. And that's all I want you to do, is just feel this feeling in your body. And what that does, it gets you out of your head and out of your thoughts. If you're having thoughts at this time, you just have to say, excuse me, this is just 1 minute for myself. Back off. All right, just 1 minute for myself. That's all I'm asking. So you do that for a month, and then a month later, you will set that timer for 2 minutes or a minute and a half, and you practice this. This is what needs to happen for you to come back in charge of your eating habits. The next thing is you need to start giving yourself what you need emotionally, because that's what's happening with the food. You're outsourcing the job of your emotions to food. And yeah, we all do it. We all do it. We've all done it. It's partly what we are taught. Hey, Carol, thanks for watching. It is a lot of what we are taught in life, and a lot of the times in childhood we're taught that our thoughts and our feelings don't matter, and so at some point in our life we have made that decision that our thoughts and our feelings don't matter. So what's the point of even feeling them? Sometimes we've even been in situations where it wasn't safe for us to be ourselves, so we've made a decision at a very young age, at a subconscious level, that it's not safe for us to be who we are. So we have to start dipping the toe in with this, and we have to start allowing ourselves to feel our feelings instead of eating food. So one thing you can do to achieve this is just to set your timer for 5 minutes, and before you eat any of those snacks that you were wanting to eat, just allow yourself to practice feeling your emotions, and just say to yourself, look, I can have that food. I'm just going to allow myself to feel what I'm feeling. And you can write it down, you can journal it. And if you're feeling scared, just feel scared. Feel scared about what might happen. Feel scared about what you're doing. Just I can tell you, when I first started doing this, I can remember the day I was here in the other lounge room, and I had been having sort of strong impulses to, I just wanted to sort of drink sort of green broth, I guess you would call it. I would steam up some veggies, and I would sort of just drink the juice from it, the water from it. And I would just sort of do that between breakfast and dinner. So I'd still have breakfast and dinner, and during the day, just for a couple of days, I just wanted to do this. And what that did, I got that message intuitively, just to feel the discomfort. I'm like, God, I don't even want to feel discomfort. That's why I'm eating all this stuff, because I don't want to feel discomfort. So I had to listen to myself, and I had to trust. I had to trust that I would be okay, because what was my other option? My other option was to keep eating, and I didn't want that. So there had to be another way. And this took time, and I was scared, but I remember sitting at the kitchen table with my journal and my pen, and I thought, I'll just try it for a couple of minutes. And I found that I was okay. Nothing bad happened to me. So after a couple of days of practicing this, the two things that I was most surprised about, the first one was I thought that all of my emotions, all of the turmoil that I ever felt would come up, and it would spew out of me, and I would spiral down, and I wouldn't be able to cope with all this emotion that would be coming out of me. But it didn't happen that way. I would feel whatever it was I was feeling, and it would actually pass. The second thing that happened was I started feeling happiness and joy, and I did not expect that. I think it was on about the third day, and I'm like, wow, I'm feeling happy. This is really weird. And it was because when you're suppressing your emotions with food, you're suppressing across the board. You can't just choose to suppress the bad stuff that you don't want to feel. You actually suppress the good stuff too. So I was pretty amazed by that. So nothing bad is going to happen to you. Just start dipping your toe in. Just think, what else are the other options? If I don't start allowing myself to feel what I'm feeling, I'm going to keep eating, and that's not the option that you want. So that's it in a nutshell. That's the 5 steps, the foundations of your health to make better choices, more empowering choices for yourself, to stick to your healthy eating plan, whatever that is for you. We know what's healthy to eat. And if we're having trouble sticking to that, there is a reason why. And it's your habits, it's your patterns, it's not feeling your emotions, and it's letting fear run the ship. So I would love to know your thoughts on that. Which one stood out the best for you? What can you start implementing today? So I help people, this is what I help people with. This is what I work on with all my clients. So if you feel that you would like some help implementing this, you've got the plan now. What are you going to do with it? If you are serious about getting help with this, just message me and we can talk. I have a private Facebook group where it's accountability every day. So support and accountability on these things. How are you going? Oh, I fell off, how do I get back on track quicker? That sort of stuff. Pop it in the comments in the private group and we just workshop it out. We get you back on track that day. Okay. You start achieving your health goals that day. So if you're at that point, you know that something has to happen. You've tried all the diets. You know what is healthy to eat. You just need help with implementing this stuff. We can help you with that. So just send me a message. All right. Thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate you allowing me into your space. And yeah, if you feel anyone could benefit from this, please share this or tag them in the comments. I'd really love to know what your thoughts on that. All right. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next Thursday, same time. Let's see. We will be talking about how to get your scales to start saying, oh, yes, instead of, oh, crap. So, hey, Suzanne, I'm just finishing up. You'll be able to catch the replay. I'd love to know your thoughts. But also, I'll be doing another Facebook Live next Thursday, same time, 12 p.m. in Adelaide. All right. Have a great day. See ya.